Yeah, so, the Democrats have been in charge of Baltimore for 53 years now. And, this is a very complicated issue because you've got so many pieces here that has made it the disaster it is today. You've got one party rule for over 50 years, right? So we've got lots of corruption. Just last year, our mayor was indicted for pay to play. And then you also have, just people that I think, are incompetent in office that have just worked their way up within this corrupt Democratic leadership already in place. And so you've got people that have been in office for over 10 years still doing the same old thing. We've got crime and violence through the roof, but then our city council is focused on banning plastic bags and removing Confederate statues, which has nothing to do with bettering the quality of life within the Baltimore area. So, we were once a manufacturing powerhouse, back in the 50s and the 60s. Those jobs unfortunately went away as we saw the tech boom and everything coming around. But our leaders didn't do anything to bring more jobs to the area. They're almost like anti-business. And so that's the first part of it. The second part would be really investing in our students' education. School choice is something that I think a lot of Baltimoreans would benefit from. I've been talking about it to the people that we meet on the streets as we go door to door, trying to persuade voters. And hopefully, they'll come around and think about it. It's a plus 26 Democratic district, so it's an uphill climb. But because this ad has gone viral and because of people like yourself that's been giving us a platform to talk about what we want to do, I think we're going to make some serious changes.
What are people saying to you door to door? I've knocked on doors as a candidate before, and it can be difficult sometimes when you think they're going to agree with you. It's a registered Republican. It'll be fine. You're having to knock on different doors than that. What are they saying to you?
Yeah, so, and this is kind of what I had in my RNC speech, as a Republican, you go up and you say, hey, you know what? You've been voting for a Democrat for over 50 years. How do I get your vote? How do you vote for a Republican and trust that I'll do the job? And many people will tell me, you're the first Republican I've ever met. And that's another issue that we have. The GOP has got to stop writing off these inner cities and sending people in to offer real results. Let them know that there are options. And so that's really another hurdle that we're trying to get over here, is the fact that people don't understand where Republicans stand and they don't understand the conservative values. So we're, giving information while trying to get the vote at the same time.
Well, I understand it's obviously heavily Democratic, like every major U.S. city is. What kind of Democrats are they, Kim? And this is the reason I ask. I feel like there's this huge divide in the Democratic Party we don't talk about enough. There's the far left nutballs you see right now, burning and looting and, Green New Deal stuff. And then there's more, honestly, Bill Clinton era Democrats, JFK era Democrats, pro-union, good for jobs. What kind of Democrats are you running into?
Yeah, and so this is what's so great about my race. I'm running in an area where it's more moderate Democrats. People that live in Baltimore, they don't really care about climate change when they've got over 300 homicides per year. There's not a lot of people really complaining about whether or not we have Confederate monuments when they're dealing with over 400 carjackings each year, when they're dealing with walking out their door and happen to be, trying to dodge stray bullets. When you go in these neighborhoods, you even talk about coronavirus pandemic, they're like, coronavirus, you have a better chance of getting shot in the inner city than contracting the coronavirus. So, I think we're moderate Democrats here in the Baltimore area. And so, for us, that's a good thing, right? Because I'm more of a moderate Republican. So hopefully we can see eye to eye at some things.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.